Hi, and welcome back. I'm Alex Westmore, and this is Westmore's World. Today I thought I would answer some questions from readers. I don't normally do this. I typically do it when I go to writers' conferences. I often give master classes or work on panels or cause problems wherever I go. But one of the questions that always comes up at every single conference and every single panel is, what's the best piece of writing advice I've ever received? Which is interesting because I don't give this piece of advice when people ask me, but I do find that this is a really important question because I asked it as well. And the advice that I received when I asked somebody is they said, write what you know or write what you love. And so when I first started writing, I wrote 4 terrible novels. They weren't even worth even a reread. And then I had a friend say, well, why don't you write about being a cop? Because I'm an ex-cop. And I know it's hard to believe, right? There's a fine line between cops and criminals, trust me. And so I always wanted to write about a cop who was way better than I was, which wouldn't take much because I really was terrible. But I wanted to write about a female cop who was kick-ass and monogamous because it's such a rarity. And so I thought, yeah, this will be great. So my first series, which starts off with the book Miles to Go, and you can get that on Amazon, is a 7-book series about Delta Stevens, a policewoman. And then I thought, okay, well, I've got that down, and now I really want to write something what I love. And what I love is the idea of time travel, or more like soulmate-ish kind of stuff. So I wrote this Together in Time series, which asks this question. And I love this question again. And you can tell if you've seen my previous videos, I'm all about having conversations because it's really important that we start to develop community again, since we are so into our social media and we're so into our technology, that I love to be able to throw out questions for Thanksgiving, when you're having a dinner, when you're just hanging out with your friends. And so I think that I'm always inclined to ask questions. And so here's the question, and this is the premise of the entire series. If you from the past came to you today and said, I need your help saving the person I used to love, would you have the courage to go back in time to save someone you used to love but don't have any recollection of? So I love that. So I wrote that series because I loved the concept, the idea of soul travel, not physical travel like Diana Gabaldon did, but of soul travel, of why is it we have deja vu? Why is it that we meet somebody and we click right away? How many times have you said in your life, God, it feels like I've known you? Rarely do you do that. But when you do, it really feels like you've known them. What's that about? What is it about when you go, you know, I really have been here before, and not just in a deja vu situation. So I thought, that's what I love, and that's what I would write about. So for me to get on track in my writing, I did exactly what that person's advice was, which was to write what I knew, which is about being a cop, barely, and write what I loved. And from here on, the write what I loved took over, because after that, I wrote a supernatural series, again, based on my love of comic books. So of course I want to have an empath and somebody that's got telekinesis and somebody that is a flamethrower and all of those different kinds of things. And of course, I'm dealing with the same kind of issues that I read about in my Marvel magazine, which is if you were a supernatural person today, you would be risking your life coming out of the closet, as it were, because how people would treat you. You would be weaponized. So that was really fun. So I think that to answer that question, for me, it isn't so much about write what you know. It's about whatever it is you write about. If you have a passion for it, whether you publish it or not, that passion and that joy is enough to float your boat and to change your world. Because again, I believe that what we put out into the universe, we get back. And so if you're writing something about, my dear friend Rita Mae Brown writes cat mysteries, and people would go, cat mysteries? What in the hell are you, really? Best-selling author, best sells cat mysteries, loves her cats, loves mysteries, combine the two, bam! Where is she at her happy place? She's at her happy place writing her cat mysteries, and those cat mysteries enable her to write more esoteric work that really floats her boat. So in the end, the answer is still the same, right? Write what you know, write what you love, and what you put out into the universe is what you get back. And so I hope that for those of you that are looking for writing advice, write something that you're gonna grab that pen, grab that fountain pen, and write the story that touches your heart. Because only really if it touches your heart will it touch anybody else's. And as writers, that's what we're trying to do. At least that's what I'm trying to do. So I hope that helps. That is our question for the day, and I will see you later. Have a great time. Come back. Hi, welcome back. Last time we were talking about toys. We were talking about fun. And as you can see today, I am wearing my Hulk earrings and my super cool, that's right, Unleash the Hulk, old school Hulk. Don't give me this new stuff. And I thought, I wanted to talk a little bit about where this kind of passion for writing comes from. Because for me, my happy place is still reading comic books.